I hope you enjoy the prologue of World of Worlds, Book 1 of the Arula series. If you wish to know what happens next, it is available for purchase on the Amazon Kindle. Two lone figures approached the city gates on horseback. The guards standing watch gave them a once-over before stepping aside to let them through. The first traveler lowered the hood of her cloak, revealing long, fiery red hair cascading over her shoulders. Her sharp green eyes flicked about, ever watchful as they rode deeper into the city. Her companion, however, kept his hood up, unwilling to draw attention. The sun was setting beyond the valley, casting an amber glow over the city. A crisp evening breeze wove through the streets, ruffling cloaks and sending children into fits of laughter as they darted past the horses. A small dog yapped, chasing after them. Under different circumstances, the woman might have smiled at the scene. But the pressing matters that had drawn her back to this world weighed too heavily on her mind. Shops were closing, their lantern-lit windows flickering in the dimming light. The travelers continued on until they reached a nearby stable, where they handed the stable boy 4 coins before making their way toward the castle. 2 guards stood at the towering doors, blocking their path. One of them stepped forward, hand resting on the hilt of his sword. "Name and business," he demanded. The woman met his gaze, unflinching. "My name is of no concern to you," she said coolly. "My business, however, is with your king." The guards hesitated, exchanging uncertain glances. Then, as if struck by sudden realization, their faces paled. "Creator," the right guard stammered. "Our deepest apologies," the left guard added, fumbling to step aside as they hastily pushed the heavy doors open. The castle's grand hall stretched before them, long and narrow, with a rich red carpet leading the way. Tapestries lined the walls, and statues of armored knights stood at attention, each one watching over the corridor like silent sentinels. The travelers moved swiftly, navigating the familiar turns right, left, right, until they reached the throne room doors, where 2 more guards stood watch. "Open them," the woman ordered. The guards scrambled to obey, pushing the towering doors apart to reveal the vast throne room. It was the largest chamber in the castle, illuminated by chandeliers that bathed the marble floors in golden light. A grand staircase led up to the throne itself, where a lone figure lounged, watching them with an amused expression. He was tall and lanky, his black hair falling just to his jawline. His piercing blue eyes gleamed with mischief, and his hooked nose only added to his vulture-like appearance. He rose from his seat, spreading his arms wide with a broad, toothy grin. "Ah, Creator, what a glorious surprise," he declared. "To what do I owe the honor of such a visit?" "You know why I'm here, Termiz," the Creator growled, stepping forward. Her patience was thin. It had been nearly 5 years since she last set foot in this world, and she had dared to believe that peace would last. That illusion had shattered the moment her companion sent word of Termiz's actions. Termiz tilted his head, feigning innocence. "I'm afraid I haven't the slightest idea what you mean." He clicked his tongue in mock disappointment. "You know what you did," her companion, Omar, snapped, gripping the bough at his side. Termiz's gaze flickered to him, and his smile widened. "Omar." His voice dripped with mock surprise. "Ah, it is you. My, how long has it been?" He chuckled darkly. "Tell me then, what exactly have I done to deserve such hostility?" The Creator's hands curled into fists. "You've broken the treaty between the human kingdom and the clans. You allowed hunts and enslavements. You severed trade routes, making it impossible for elves, dwarves, sprites, any non-human, to cross the borders safely. Now they are shunned, or worse, slaughtered." Her voice was edged with fury. "Everything I built is crumbling because of you." Termiz sighed, shaking his head. "Oh, Creator," he said, almost pityingly. "I am merely doing what is best for Arula. These so-called innocent creatures you defend are the true cause of disorder. I'm simply restoring balance." His blue eyes darkened. "Surely, you must see that?" The Creator remained silent, her glare unwavering. Termis's smile vanished. "Fine," he muttered. "Have it your way?" He lifted his hand. "Guards, this woman is an imposter. She has come to assassinate me, and she's brought an elf to do the job." At once, armored figures rushed into the room, swords drawn. Without hesitation, the creator unsheathed her blade, striking down the first soldier to reach her. Omar loosed an arrow before grabbing her forearm. "We need to go." Together, they fought their way through the castle, dodging swords and arrows as they sprinted into the streets. The city erupted into chaos behind them, but they did not stop. They reached the stables, mounted their horses, and rode hard, escaping just as the gates slammed shut behind them. The night sky stretched above them, stars glittering like distant watchers. The rhythmic sound of hooves against earth filled the silent forest as they finally slowed, stopping at a small pond near a waterfall. Omar dismounted first, leading his stallion to the water. He exhaled, running a hand through his long white hair, his hazel eyes scanning their surroundings. Well, that was eventful. The creator, Karma, dismounted as well, guiding her mare toward the pond before kneeling to cup water in her hands. She drank deeply before sinking onto the soft grass, lost in thought. Omar crouched beside her. "So," he said, watching her carefully, "what now?" Karma was quiet for a long moment. Then, finally, she spoke. "I'm going back home," she said. "Just for tonight. I need to gather my things." She turned to him, her green eyes resolute. "Meet me by the old oak tree at sundown tomorrow. From there, we'll decide our next move." Omar nodded, accepting the plan. He helped her to her feet as she rummaged through her satchel, pulling out a small glowing orb. It shimmered with shifting colors, pulsating softly in her hands. "Earth," she whispered. The orb burst into swirling light before condensing into an oval-shaped portal hovering inches above the ground. Karma turned back to Omar one last time. "Tomorrow. At sundown. Don't be late." Omar gave a small, knowing smile. "Safe travels, Karma." With that, Karma stepped into the portal, vanishing from Arula once more. Thanks for watching. Head on over to my Amazon author page and check out my books. Link in the description.